All right, welcome back as we are exploring the O, Ashley, in
Opportunity.
Opportunity, exactly. And the opportunity in O stands for, or that O is a part of?
Opportunity.
Short, turkey. Short, folks, okay? We're looking for the O in short. That's great.
Yes.
So, look, we started with our story. We
Yes.
asked them about their history. And now we want to get into the O of opportunity that separates NASB. Now, think about this.
Absolutely.
Don't think for a minute that you were the first person or the last person to interview or to explore a business opportunity with the person with whom you're speaking. It would be the same way if you were thinking you were the only person to present to Miss Johnson in a home about life insurance. Dozens of others of agents have been before you and are probably going to come after you. So what differentiates your company? What is it about NASB that sold you? Now you're going to hear from us today is some things that sold us, but at the end of the day, you've got to come up with something that's concise, something that is credible, but listen, something that's creative, that will stand out in their minds, that when they hang up the phone, they can say, Lene, guess what? I met someone over the phone today that has an opportunity unlike I've heard in many moons. That's what you're looking for to create that attention and that enthusiasm. Am I right?
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
So what do you do? I know for me, I like to do those 4 Ps, and I'll get into those in a moment.
Yep.
But when you really dive into what differentiates the Dreammaker team, the Sales Mafia, the Big Unit Region, Team 300, all of these, the Eagle Hunters, all these different entities, there's got to be something that says, listen, if you partner with me, here's how it's going to be easier. Here's how the road is going to be paved. What do you say?
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, I do start with the history of North American Senior Benefits. I think it's really big that we're not just a company that came up yesterday. We are a company that is piggybacked by the Milner Agency that has 6 decades of experience. So when you have that historical presence of a company that is already a multi-million-dollar company, that already puts the brand on us. And I really feel that that gives us a lot of leverage out there in the professional world because we already have it. And I do like to say, we already have a championship team. I am looking for the person that wants to become the best here. I'm not looking for the best. I don't want the, and I hate saying it like this, but I always say, I'm not looking for the prideful punk. I don't want that person. I want the person that says, give me your grit, give me your honesty, give me your integrity. That's the person that I'm looking for because we already have a championship team. And so I think that people want to be a part of a winning team. This is why people watch sports all over the entire world because they like watching winning teams and they like rooting for what? The underdog. So I definitely think that you need to show them that you are a part of a winning team already.
In the beginning, I'm very data-based. Mm-hmm. Remember, and look, you're our family here, but the people you're talking to, you've never met. They don't know you from Adam. And so you and I both know I'm all for the enthusiasm. I'm all for the icing. But if it's me, look, leave the cherry, son. Mm-hmm. Tell me the nuts and bolts of what separates you. I start with the right people. Specifically, if I were on the phone with you, I'd say, listen, I really respect your history. I respect people that are looking to overcome something like we did. And I think if there again, this shoe fits on both feet, you would be a great fit for us. In order to succeed at commission sales, you need 4 things, in my opinion. Any commission sales, you need 4 things. Number 1 is you need the right product.
Absolutely.
Got to have the right product in commission sales. Now, I go into the historical concept of why final expense, why old people. I mean, this insurance niche of final expense, what differentiates it from all the other things, from Primerica, from the different term selling organizations? Well, it's the baby boomers.
Yes.
And I talk a little bit about the baby boomers, and wherever the baby boomers have gone, people have found a way to get wealthy. Yes. And I go into depth on that. I transition product-wise into this is recession-proof. 90+% of our sales, wouldn't you say, are people that are Social Security or disability. And so isn't it great to know that even if America's economy goes south, guess what? Your income can continue to go north because it's not driven by the economy. The people with whom we sell to are on a fixed income.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I talk about the right product and understanding that the average sale is $50 to $65 a month. Mm-hmm. and you get advance that monies, okay, within a 72, sometimes 24-hour, depending upon the carrier that you're working with, and having the right, there again, answer to the questions that these seniors are asking, it just makes all the difference in the world. So final expense is here to stay. It's the product that has kind of brought us to where we are. I then talk about the platform. I want to get your opinion on this. When I talk platform, I talk a lot about some of the bells and whistles, but I like bells and whistles, right?
Yeah.
That kind of separate us. From a standpoint, I get into the call.
Right.
I get into the culture. I
Yes.
get into the platform of understanding that being a broker, you're not hemmed down, or you're not locked into one product, 2 or 3 products, that we have a myriad. We've got a menu of different carriers to meet the various needs of the clients that we service. So if I were to ask you about just the overall right platform and it being NASB, what comes to mind?
Leadership, 100%. Mentors. We actually have a business where you have somebody that is willing to help you, not go ahead of you, but they're willing to go beside you, and you can actually work with them. So that is one thing I definitely say is we work with you. We have a great training program already in place the moment somebody passes their state exam, or if they are already an existing agent. So everybody's a little bit different with their training, but definitely training them in that aspect, and we show that on the interview. And letting them understand that we have an incredible leadership program, daily accountability as well. So.
I like it. You know, I start with the right product. When I graduate to the right platform, I always hit the leads.
Always.
And here's something that I've started doing. If you want to use this, try it on, see if it fits. If so, make it a part of your speech. I don't mention leads as much as I mention prospects.
Absolutely.
Now, the reason I differentiate that, a lead is a name and a number, right? Yes. But a prospect is someone like you and I have the ability to sit with that fills out a card, puts their name, puts their number, puts their address, their age. If someone goes to the detail and depth to fill that out and send it back, listen, that is no longer a lead. That is graduated into prospect status. I talk about how we finance the leads for these individuals. We pay up front so that there's no out-of-pocket costs to you. And then basically I talk about the different ranges of price points of our prospects based on age.
Yep.
So if a lead is a little older, it's a little cheaper. If you want the freshest lead available, we have them. The freshest lead in the industry is our Champ Check lead. No one in America can tell you they can get a quicker lead than our Champ Check because it goes out and it comes back in the same week. It's unbelievable, and it creates a lot of yeses because you can get there first. And so the platform is big. What I would just say for you that are listening, what about the NASB platform moves you? Is it the daily call? Is it the convention? Is it the vesting day one? What is it that speaks to you? Because whatever resonates in your soul is going to be something so much more advantageous than you piggyback on something that potentially resonates in ours. Let's go quick to the third point, the right people. Because you can have the right product, you can have the right platform,
That's right.
but woe be unto you. I hate to sound like my dad here,
Yes.
but woe be unto you if you join a great company and fail. That's not as bad as if you join a shady company and do really, really well. And there's been a lot of people that have experienced that, where you get in business bed with the wrong people. It'll set you back a decade.
Yeah.
But one of the things about NASB, and it's why we do a lot of things face-to-face, is I hope you sense the authenticity, not just in our voices, because sometimes that'll pass. It's in our spirits, in our core. We started small, and we began to just try to surround ourselves with the right people. To me, this is where I talk field training.
Yes.
This is where I jump in and start talking about, look, if we partner, we're partnering with your wife, your kids, your future. You're not a number on a wall. You've got a social. You've got a family. You've got a future and dreams. That if you fail, we fail. If you succeed, we succeed. I think that goes a long way.
Absolutely. And I also think that there has to be 3 characteristics of what the right person actually has and carries. I know for us, for our team, and I say this on every single interview, there's 3 things I'm looking forward to when it comes to actually hiring somebody that's the right person. Number 1 is you've got to have grit. You've got to have that undeniable grit, unwavering faith of just, if you get knocked down, you're going to get right back up again. That grit shows me everything. And it's your actions that prove it, not your words. And number 2 is honesty. When you are licensed by your state, you need to represent that state, and you represent North American Senior Benefits. You represent the management team that's actually bringing you forth. You represent them. So the last thing we need is anybody that's a liar or fraudulent activity. We have to hire the person that is super duper honest. And then the third thing is coachability. Man, give me somebody that wants to be teachable and coachable, and somebody that wants it. And the person that feels like they already know everything, that person is dead already. So you should never feel like you're arrived. You should always have that student kind of mentality where you always want to grow and you always want to learn. So just be coachable and have a great work ethic behind it. So those are the 3 characteristics.
You stop learning, you start dying. I like to start with the right people. I like to graduate to the right platform. I like to elevate did I say the right product? Did I say people first? Yes. That's probably what I should have started with. But the product does help starting out with that. The right platform is important. The right people, but then I land on the right percentage.
Yes.
Because we're in commission sales, look, I get it that percentages are important. The great thing about NASB is, dependent upon your level of experience, largely depends upon where we bring people in. Most of the time, if you have no experience and you're just off the truck green, as my grandpa used to say, we start you around 70%. We go all the way up to 130. I talk about the partnership benefits and the different allowances that individuals that become minority owners in the company are able to experience. I talk about the retirement program or the trip that you can choose if you hit the number. From a standpoint of percentages, I also talk about being able to promote yourself.
Yeah.
If you're a woman, if you're a man, if you're black, if you're white, if you're married, single, doesn't matter. You can promote yourself based on your performance and how big a deal that is from a percentages standpoint, that you cannot be held back. Here's the point though. Listen, this is huge. Regardless of what you say in O, it's all about attracting their attention and can I say just kind of whetting their appetite for the R. Because the R is what separates. The R is what differentiates. The R is what elevates you into a status that most people have no idea is even available because they don't do the R at the level that you and I have. It's called ride-alongs. I hope you tune in here in a few moments. Look, don't go get distracted. I know this video is about to stop, but the next one's about to start.